Hello everyone, welcome to the fresh session on electromagnetic fields and transmission lines. In previous session we have discussed about cylindrical coordinate system. Before that we discussed about Cartesian coordinate system, and today we are going to discuss the third coordinate system, which is spherical coordinate system. It is very interesting coordinate system and there is lot of scope to imagine this coordinate system. So let us begin with our session with the recap of the coordinate system. Here is a general structure of axis. We can have axis in positive and negative directions. So first one, let us begin with the positive z-axis, which is going vertically up. Whenever there is a positive z-axis, there will be a negative z-axis which is going downwards. Next comes the positive x-axis, the line coming towards you, and similarly there will be negative x-axis. Then the remaining axis is positive y-axis and the negative y-axis. I hope the axes are clear to all of us. So now let us begin with the recap of cylindrical coordinate system, which are very essential to understand spherical coordinate system. So in last session we have discussed about a cylindrical system where we imagine ourselves inside a cylindrical hall. In first Cartesian or rectangular coordinate system, we imagined ourselves inside a classroom. Then we imagine ourselves in a cylindrical classroom, and there we have seen different elements. The important elements are three differential surfaces. First one is differential surface where radius is constant, ds r or ds rho. Second one, we have discussed the phi constant plane, ds phi. Third one is ds z. So there are three components in cylindrical coordinate system which we will compare with the spherical one. So three components in cylindrical are r, phi and z. Three elements to remember we will write down here. That is very important. If we remember the three elements, differential elements, then it makes it very easy to remember the further equations of differential surfaces as well as the del operator. That we will discuss in some session about del. So here we have three differential elements for three components. Three components are r, phi and z. For r, differential element is dr. For phi, differential element is r d phi. And for z, differential element is dz. We also discussed why it is like that, why we are getting additional r in a cylindrical shape, because there is a curve. The curve makes additional r in the component of phi constant plane. So phi component becomes r d phi. So as we know that if we have the r constant plane dsr, then there will be product of other two elements. Other than r, two elements are r d phi dz. So it is product of r d phi dz. Then second one, for ds phi, phi constant plane means phi is constant, it will be product of other two components. So other than phi there are two components, dr and dz. So it will be dr dz. And third one is dsz. So it will be product of remaining two are dr and r d phi. So we can write it as r dr d phi. Similarly, we obtained differential volume. It is r, dr, d phi and dz. Three directions are ar cap, a phi cap and az cap. This is about the cylindrical coordinate system. And we also discussed why there is additional r in the cylindrical coordinate system, because we had no curves in the Cartesian coordinate system, like it was a straight straight lines in all directions, but in cylinder, if we take out small piece of volume, we got one curvical path. But in spherical, it will be sphere circular from all the directions, so we will get two curves. There won't be any flat surface in spherical coordinate system. So we will get two additional angles. So let us discuss about them. So this is the differential element for cylindrical coordinate system. Now this is something we have to study. This is the shape of sphere. On this sphere we have to imagine ourselves. We have to imagine ourselves inside a sphere, and we have to identify a given point P inside a sphere. Now you might have seen the well of death in your village or some place like circus, where a biker will rotate inside a half spherical shape, and he will try to balance his bike. So there will be some well. Inside well, the biker will start and he will keep on rotating inside the sphere. Now there is something like same. We have to find out the position of this biker. You can imagine in that sense. So for a sphere, we can consider the 3 axes for reference, and the center of this sphere will lie at the origin of these 3 axes. But here we don't have any flat surface like we had in Cartesian coordinate system and like we had in cylindrical coordinate system. It is circular from all the directions. So suppose if you want to find out the location of the biker who is rotating inside a sphere, then we require some additional knowledge. So that we have to discuss in this class. While discussion, you have to imagine that you are inside a sphere and we have to find out the location of different points. So here we have the 3 axes, and there will be one origin point where there is the center of earth, center of sphere, center of this coordinate system. So we have to represent any given point P. Suppose the biker who is rotating inside the sphere. So first thing what we can give is the radius from the origin. Second thing what we require is the angle of rotation. He is rotating in a circular manner. That rotation will be considered as angle theta. So we have radius r, angle theta. And third one, like in previous 2 coordinate system, we had third component as z. But here there is no flat surface as we discussed earlier. So what we require additional angle which we will calculate like this. From z, if he is this side, then we will count like this, and if he is rotating down, it will go down like this. So it will be say 0 to pi, and if he is on the another side, we will calculate the angle like this. So third angle is angle phi. So what may be the limits of these 3 angles? One is radius. Radius is starting from origin 0, and where it is going, it is extending up to infinity. So this sphere can be of infinite distance. Second one, we require the angle phi, angle theta first we will discuss, where biker is rotating continuously. This is like phi of cylindrical coordinate system. So what will be the limits for a complete rotation? These will be, for theta we will have from 0 to 2 pi. And third one is angle phi. Angle phi is for the complete half circle. So either side it will be 0 to pi. So these will be the limits for these 3 axes. So we have a sphere, we have to find out a given point P in sphere, for which we require 3 points. One is r, theta and phi. So let us move ahead. Now, so we will discuss the constant plane. First one is say R constant plane where radius is constant. So the outermost shell, the sphere shape, outermost value will be constant for radius R. Suppose my sphere is of some radius 15. Then at the outermost shell, what will be the value? Everywhere it will be 15. So this is the R constant plane. R constant plane means the values of R are constant on all the points. But which values will change? There will be change in angle phi and there will be change in angle theta. So theta is changing and phi is changing, but R is constant. So R, how we write differential element for R? For R, the differential element we can write is as simple dr. It is similar to dr or d rho of cylindrical coordinate system. And the limits, as we discussed, limits are from 0 to infinity. So this is about R constant plane. Second one is say theta constant plane. It represents a shape like a conical shape. So you can imagine it is a flower. So flower, there is a bird, say imagine it on the surface of water, and this angle is starting from z axis 0 and it is extending in both the directions, and then again it is going down as reflection inside the water, that we will see. So here second one is theta equal to constant plane. On this constant plane you can see that the values of theta are same. Values of theta are same on this surface. So suppose theta is some angle 45, then that will be same for that location. But say if theta is 45 here, the values of radius will change and the values of phi will also change. So for this we have theta equal to constant plane. This is a conical surface. That will give the details of theta constant plane. Now here we can see a point P. For point P we require the third angle also. Third angle is angle phi or angle phi, which is rotational angle. It is same like cylindrical coordinate system. So if we rotate this plane continuously on a z axis, so it will give complete rotation of 0 to 2 pi. So one is a plane where we will get phi equal to phi constant plane. The limits of for phi will be 0 to 2 pi around the clock, this surface. Okay, and then second one is theta constant, which is given by this conical shape, and third one, which is not shown here, is the sphere radius, the spherical shape itself. So these 3 points will define the spherical coordinate system. So 3 points are theta, phi, and there are 3 differential surfaces, 3 constant planes. Now we have to formulate the mathematical formula for these 3. So we will compare them with the cylindrical and Cartesian so that we will remember them for more time. Before that, for differential element, we will explore few more insights of the shape inside a sphere. So here little bit imagination is required. Now here one more approach for understanding the angle theta. So you can imagine there is a flower which is on the surface of water, and this angle is, this shape you can see, this shape is can be resembled with a conical shape, and this virtual cone, if we imagine out of the virtual sphere. So here you can see this angle is changing from z axis, and if we consider the reflection also, reflection of this plane, then here also this angle will continue from z axis. So this is something which is, so here we can see straight line, theta equal to 0 degrees. So this particular line, it may be theta equal to 45, and we can reach up to theta equal to pi. So here is another diagram. So we have theta equal to 0, then some angles, it is going up to pi by 2 and pi. Similarly, we can calculate for another side. So we can find out any given point P by intersection of 3 surfaces. So there may be some point P which is representing 3 surfaces for r, phi and theta, or say r, theta, phi. So this is the representation of point P by the intersection of 3 different planes. So here we can see a point P. Here this is angle theta, which can be from 0 to pi. This is angle phi, complete rotation, 0 to 2 pi, and there is a radius or r constant plane. So this conical shape is just for the representation purpose. Actual shape is not there, it is just sphere. Just we are changing angles from one side to another side. So this is just for the representative purpose. This plane is also just to show that there is a plane which can be rotated, as we had discussed in the cylindrical coordinate system class. You can refer that class for more details. Then this is another diagram where cross sectional of spherical coordinate system is taken. In most of the book, a diagram like this is given. So where we will take out a small portion, we will take the cross sectional area here, and this cross sectional area will represent a point P. This point P will have some radius from origin. So this is radius r, this angle theta from z, and this another angle phi from x. So by combining these three, we get a point P in spherical coordinate system. So if we draw it without any additional structure, you can see one point P defined by r theta phi, or it can also be written as rho theta phi. So for simplicity, we will use r theta phi, and these are the angles phi and theta. Now let us discuss about the surfaces. Now we have 3 points r, phi and z. Now we have to see the 3 differential elements and their differential surfaces. So differential elements, if you remember, for Cartesian coordinate system, it is simple: dx, dy and dz. For cylindrical coordinate system, dr. After that we had additional r d phi, and the third one was dz. But now here we don't have any flat surface. So what will be the differential element? First will be, say, radius r. For radius r, it will be same like cylindrical coordinate system. Suppose from origin we are going to some radius r. This differential element can be referred as dr. So first one is simple, we got dr, first element. Second element we have to find out for theta. Now theta, if you compare with the cylindrical coordinate system, where the angle is continuous rotation, the circle 0 to 2 pi, this angle is representing theta in spherical coordinate system. So in cylindrical coordinate system, the angle was r d phi. R was additional because of the curve. So now similarly we will get r. This time we will not get theta. This time phi is the second angle, 0 to 2 pi limit. So second element will be r d phi. So we got 2 elements right now. Now we will explore it in more detail. Now we will take out a volume from this. Now volume, if you compare it with cylindrical and Cartesian, there won't be any flat surface. So all the surfaces will have curves. So here we will have curve like this. Here also we will have a curve like this. this will also have the curve, this will also have the curve, here also will have curve, and this also curve. It's like a piece of mouse, we can say, is picking up a curvical piece from the spherical system. We are picking out a small differential volume. So due to these two angles, the third component where we have dr, then we have r, we have r dr and r d theta. Some third one we want to find out for phi. So phi won't be simply d phi. There we have to attach the additional component which will represent the sine theta. So d phi will not be as it is. In place of that, we require the radius r, of course, for one curve, then sine theta, and third one r sine theta, and it is for phi. So it will be d phi. So third component is r sine theta d phi. These will be the three components, three differential elements for spherical coordinate system. So if we remember them, then it is very easy. Let us compare with, we have dr, then we have r d phi, it should be, sorry, r d theta, then third one r sine theta d phi. These are three differential elements. By remembering them, we can remember the further equations for differential surface, for volume, as well as del operator, which we will discuss in some coming class. There will be three directions. Here you can see, if we take out the volume from sphere, one direction which is going in radius dsr, second direction for a phi cap, third direction a theta cap. So there will be three directions. So you have to imagine this volume in spherical shape. So imagination is very important here. So now let us compare them. Let us compare all these three. So imagine taking out volume. First we take out the surface. Then this is the front surface only. Then we have to imagine that some part is taken out from the volume, like we take watermelon. From watermelon we are picking out a volume outside it. So it will have the three differential elements. Now we will compare them with the another three one. So for that we will use some table here. Yes. So here we will compare all three. First one is Cartesian. What is another name for Cartesian? Another name for Cartesian is rectangular coordinate system. Second one is cylindrical coordinate system. Third one, the latest one what we are discussing, is spherical coordinate system. Right? So first we will write down the three elements for Cartesian coordinate system. Three elements for first point we will remember. Three elements for Cartesian are x, y and z. What are the three elements for cylindrical? For cylindrical we have r or rho. In few books it is also written as rho. R, then phi, and third one is z. What are the components for spherical? For spherical we have again r, second one theta, and third one is phi. From these three we derive the differential element. Our second point is differential element for x is simple, dx, then for y it is dy, and for z it is dz. Similarly, second point here we have for r, what we have to write? dr. For phi, not d phi, it will be r d phi. So it is r d phi. Third one is as it is like Cartesian, it is dz. Similarly, we have to remember for the spherical coordinate system. For spherical coordinate system, so this numbering is say 1 only. For spherical coordinate system, first one is same like cylindrical, it is dr. Second one is also similar like cylindrical, but in place of phi we have theta. Second one is r d theta. Third one is something we have to remember precisely. It is r sin theta d phi. So it will be r sin theta d phi. These are three elements. Now these elements, three elements are very important to remember the further equation. So based on that only we can remember the next equation. So first one we'll see for spherical. For differential surface we have to find out. Differential surface for three constant planes. One will be ds(x), second one will be ds(y), third one will be ds(z). So for x, for differential surface x, it will be product of other two components. Other two components are dy and dz. So it will be equal to dsx will be equal to dy dz. For second one, for y constant plane, it will be product of another than y. Other than y are dx and dz. So it will be product of dx dz. Third one is dz. It will be the product of remaining two. Remaining two are x and y. So we can write dx and dy. If we want to write it in the vector form, we have to add the direction. Similarly, for cylindrical coordinate system, we will write down the three differential surfaces. First one is dsr. So first one is say dsr, where radius is constant. Second one ds phi, where phi is constant. Third one is ds z, where z is constant. So with the same logic we will find out, we will remember these things. So where r is constant, we will take product of remaining two. So dsr will be equal to r d phi dz. Second one ds phi, where phi is constant, so we will take product of other two. Other two are dr dz. So we will write dr dz. Third one dsz, z constant, product of remaining two, because remaining two are changing. So it will be r dr d phi. Now here we have to give more focus on spherical. With the same logic, we will find out three differential surfaces. This time we have dsr, then ds theta, and then ds phi. For dsr, product of other two. Other two are r d theta and r sin theta d phi. So we will take the product of r. So it will be r square. We will write it in sequence. So say r square. Then we will write sin theta d theta and d phi. Right. Second one is theta constant. Theta constant means we have to take product of the remaining two. Remaining two are dr and r sin theta d phi. So first we will write r from here, then we will write sin theta, then dr to maintain the sequence, and the last one is d phi. Remaining is third one is ds phi. So product of remaining two are dr and r d theta. So it is the simplest one. So we will write r dr and d theta. So here we can see, by remembering the differential element, we can remember the differential surfaces. Now next parameter, differential volume. Differential volume will be product of all three differential elements. So if I write here fourth parameter, dV. dV will be product of all these three elements. So we will have dV is equal to dx, dy, sorry, it should be product. So dV will be equal to dx, dy, dz. Right. So similarly, what will be its differential volume for cylindrical? Differential volume will be equal to product of the three elements. What are three elements? dr, r d phi, dz. So first we'll write r, then dr for maintaining sequence, then d phi, and third one is dz. Same way we'll write for spherical, differential volume is equal to product of these three, dr, r d theta, r sin theta, d phi. So we have two r's, so first we will write down r square, then we will take out sin theta, we will write down sin theta, then all three elements dr, d theta, d phi. So r square sin theta, after that dr, d theta and d phi. So this is differential volume for spherical coordinate system, which is very simple to remember. Later on we can compare for differential length. Differential lengths are the additions of three differential elements. So fifth parameter, differential length, will be addition of these three. So differential length here will be, differential length in vector if you write, it will be dx ax cap plus dy ay cap plus dz az cap. Then here also we can find out the fifth parameter. It will be addition of these three. Differential length for cylindrical, dl will be equal to dr ar cap plus, second one is r d phi. So r d phi a phi cap plus dz az cap. And same way we can write down for spherical addition of these three. So dl bar will be equal to dr ar cap plus r d theta a theta cap plus r sin theta d phi a phi cap. So this is about the comparison of three coordinate system. Now we will compare the limits, because limits also required for example. So just we will compare the limits for these three, for Cartesian, cylindrical and spherical. So first one, say Cartesian we have three components x, y and z. For x the limits are from minus infinity to plus infinity. For y we have same limits, minus infinity to plus infinity, and for z also we have minus infinity to plus infinity. For cylindrical system we have r, the limits will be from 0 to infinity. Second one phi, limits from 0 to 2 pi. Third one z is like same like Cartesian, minus infinity to plus infinity. For spherical system we'll have r, same 0 to infinity. Phi, sorry, second one here we have theta, here this one we have to remember. theta is same 0 to 2 pi, and third one is phi. Here phi is 0 to, theta is 0 to pi, and phi is from 0 to we'll cut this. Similarly, third one for spherical we can write down. For spherical coordinate system, first one is radius r. The limits are from 0 to infinity. Second, angle theta. This theta angle is a circular angle, same like the Cartesian coordinate system, but its limits are 0 to pi and 0 to 2 pi, and third one is phi, which is 0 to pi. So these are the limits for 3. What we have to remember here, the similar and dissimilar things we'll discuss once, which is important. Similarities between Cartesian and coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system. Here z and there z are same. Then next, r, radius of r for cylindrical and sphere is same. Limits are also same. But what is the difference? Here if we see the cylinder, the radius of cylinder we calculate from the z line. It may extend up to infinity. But the radius for spherical coordinate system we calculate from the origin like this, and it may go up to infinity. So this radius is calculated like this, and this radius is calculated from origin. That is the difference. So with this, these 3 coordinate system we have discussed. In coming session we will discuss few more interesting things. Have a good day. Thank you.